All right, it's me again. Here's what's going on. Got the printer turned on. So I plugged it in. I've basically just been following this final section. So made sure the voltage is at 115 on mine. Underneath there, it was set to 230. And then plugged in my switch. As you can see, it's plugged into my wall. And then I went ahead and started with this part where it talks about installing the filament. Now this is my printer that has any type of whatever this extruder is with the spinny wheel on it. I can't remember what they're called right now. I'm having a brain fart. But while I was mounting the spool that they gave me, lined up real nice with the sensor. And then in here, it's a little bit difficult, right? There's not a whole lot that you can work with. And when you push this out of the way, I can't really tell if it's hitting. And if you can see in there, you've got that black tube right there. Keep your eye there. You can see it there. But they do have this nice turning wheel that you can use. And so I found it that I just shoved it up in there and then I started turning and got it into about here. And then it talks about going into setup and doing that. So basically you hit tools, you go into filament, and then you do filament in. And what that does is it'll do a pop-up like it's explaining and says, oh, it's not up to temperature. It'll start auto heating for you right then. And then you load it in. I couldn't get mine loaded in because I didn't know about the turning wheel at the start. And so it came up with a pop-up that said, hey, we didn't find any filament, so we're gonna stop doing this. But it continued to heat. So that's kind of something that's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do this filament in setup, you need to make sure that you do it quick because your hot end will not cool down on its own. So I hit filament in the second time, I had it in there, it started feeding. It feeds it goes, and it feeds it slowly all the way through until you hit there. You get some oozes coming out. I've since scrapped them away. You can kind of see them back there. My camera is really bad at focusing, but that little blob in the background, oh my gosh, gotta reach so far back. But yeah, this is it. And then I used the tweezers to do this. Now this is a really nice touch. They gave me these tweezers with nice metal tips to go in there and clean off the hot end. Now I haven't touched anything else on this printer aside from checking if everything is like wobble free and whatnot, and the bolts and everything. After that, I was able to hit stop once the filament came through, right? And then I cleaned it up. It explains it all. This instruction manual is great. Anyway, I came back, I went into cooling. This is interesting. You just hit cooling, it says done, and it just automatically sets everything down, or cools everything down. So now I'm ready to start my journey on leveling. And based on reviews that I've seen, based on unboxing videos I've seen, I am not gonna record myself doing this because I wanna be able to be fully paying attention to what's going on. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the process, and then once I'm done doing it, I will make another recording explaining how it went, kind of like I just did with this filament in process, which is extremely simple. And then I will let you guys know how it's going. But so far, this is a completely night and day change when it comes to the experience I'm having with this AnyCubic Chiron versus the Anet ET5 that I previously did a hands-on review. Sorry that I'm not doing as hands-on with the camera, but I really want to make sure that I pay attention because this auto leveling / manual leveling is going to be a little bit more different than anything I'm used to. Because, I mean, I've just had this Anet A8 in the past, and so now I'm going to be working with completely different machine. So it'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm still getting used to how much bigger this one is. It's crazy, like the size difference. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, this is my hands-on review of the AnyCubic Chiron. So far, out of the box assembly has been simple and easy. There have been one or two slightly loose, not even loose, but slightly loose screws. The quality control checks seem to be really good on this printer before it goes out. And I think that the hot glue is actually kind of a nice touch. I was a little bit worried about it at the start, but it doesn't have any issues. So I'm gonna start leveling, and we'll see if I experience the same headache that some people do, or if I'm lucky. I followed Nexi Tech, his video on everything that I do to put this thing together, and I'm hoping that, like him, if I follow these instructions really well, and if I just kind of think about what I'm doing before I do it and then do it, that I'll have a really nice experience like he had. So anyway, yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update. This printer is really well put together, and I really am enjoying it. Thanks for watching.